Um, hey y'all, welcome to Wind Down Wednesday. I'm letting y'all get in. I'm gonna let my co-host get in as well, Tamara, and Tear the Talks with Tamara, so we can get started. We missed y'all. I haven't seen y'all in so long. It's been a good Leo season, so I took a little break, but we're back and can't wait to talk about burning them bridges. So I'm just waiting for my co-host to get on and we will be starting. Hey Tara B. All right, and lovely doubly co-host. Hey boo.
Hey, boo.
I missed you. It's been so
I
long.
know. So it sucks because we're coming on Wind Down Wednesday, but we haven't seen each other
We have
face
not.
to face in
Not.
too long. Trashy.
Trashy, so trashy. And I was like, oh, I have to catch up. I was basically telling them before you came on, welcome, and it's been a good Leo season. I'm glad to be back with our Wind Down Wednesday, honey, because we got some bridges to
Was
burn.
it a good Leo season?
Girl, it was an epic Leo season. Y'all seen how epic it was? I ain't gonna even
You
talk
look
about it.
good.
Thank you.
Seeing green. Your
See?
birthday was
Okay.
really lit. The Leos that I love, my wife, very lit.
Very lit.
But the season,
It wasn't that great of a season for you?
it wasn't given for me.
Well, it's definitely given for me. Definitely given. It's definitely given for me. But I'm just happy to see you, have you on here, catch up. I do have my wine. You got your wine? What you drinking on?
I took it up a notch. I have some Tito's and lemonade.
Okay, Tito's. Girl, you should have told me because I could have took it up a notch with you. But nah, this wine has like a high percentage.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna be up. Y'all know by the end of the lives, I be lit anyway.
And then we have to kind of, all right, y'all. We gonna let y'all go now. This is
We
too
gotta let y'all
much.
go. I'm getting a little too jazzy. But no, so we are jumping in on Wind Down Wednesdays. We're talking about burning them bridges, right?
Yes, we are. And happy Wind Down Wednesday. If you are watching from your feed, come on in
Come
so
on
we
in.
can know you're here. We love to chat with you as we converse. We like to hear from you. Hey, Amber,
Hey,
how are
Amber
you?
girl.
And tag
Yes.
your friends. If you know somebody who can benefit from a good wind down and learning when it's time to burn a bridge and close the door, tag them.
Tag them and tell them to come on in the room. Okay. But Tamara,
Yes.
this topic right here is a great one, boo. This one right here is a great one. I'm gonna kick it off with you asking you, like, what? How do you feel about burning them bridges? Like the London Bridge is falling down. How do you feel about that?
I love it. I am a Libra. I know we talk about zodiac signs all the time, but I'm a
We do.
Libra. So if I have to burn a bridge, I've weighed it out. I'm looking at the pros and the cons,
Yes.
and I confidently, feel like this is something I need to do. Now, I will say some situations, some bonds, some connections are harder than others.
Right.
But at the end of the day, closing the door, burning a bridge can be one of the most liberating things for you to do. And it also brings in your blessings, your new reality, where you
Yes.
need to go, all of that good stuff. How you feel
Yes.
about it?
I feel like it's hard, but it's very necessary, you know. And I feel like a lot of us don't like to do the hard work when it comes to burning down the bridges, shutting the door, keeping that lock, and moving on. But it's definitely very necessary for shedding that old skin and having a breakthrough. So, it's hard, but it's necessary. So I definitely, you know, and with burning down them bridges, especially if you know better.
When was the last time you had to burn a bridge?
Whew, girl. I feel like I feel like this year of 2022 has been a whole year of like burning things down.
Mm-hmm.
Slowly but surely, just burning away like old mentalities, you know, old ways of thinking, old belief systems, like all of that stuff. So honestly, like I feel like at least it's something in a month that I'm burning. Like
I swear.
yeah,
Yo,
like
Vanity, that's why I was so excited about this topic, because I feel like once I get the fire going, it's like, okay, what needs to go? All right, that's
right,
not working. It needs to go. And
right,
I feel like the more you burn bridges, the more you allow phases to close out, the more confident you are when you have to
right,
burn one. It's not just like, dang, I'm cutting off this 3-year situation, 10-year situation.
right.
You start to realize, okay, I wasted time. Okay. I spent time, because not waste. I
Not
spent
waste. Yeah.
time, at this place for too long, and I am for sure that I will not overstay in
And
places
I
that
feel
I need to
like,
be.
oh my God, that overstay. And I feel like that's a lot of what we do. See, with me being a Leo, and I think Taurus also, and it's another sign that's like fixed signs. Is
Mm-hmm.
it Gemini? Is it Gemini? I'm not sure. But with me being a fixed sign, I can be fixed on other people and their life for a
Mm-hmm.
lot. You know, I can really invest in their life. And that's, you know, a part of my job is being a life coach as well.
Yeah.
But like just like those close relationships to me, you know, that's real personal, I can kind of be fixing that. So I'm learning that sometimes I have to burn those bridges and be fixed on my goals. That doesn't mean that I can't have like love or like, you know what I'm saying, fun and all that.
Mm-hmm.
But I have to learn how to like reposition everything to be fixed on my goals. So yeah, I totally understand how it is when it comes to burning them bridges and just walking away from stuff that don't serve you. We got a little list, y'all. We got a little list. I love when we do
We
our
love a
list.
list. We
I
love
love
a
when we do
list.
our list, okay? So we have a little list of ways that can help you like burn bridges, shut the door, lock things, and keep going. So we're gonna go through this list, talk it out, break it down. Don't be afraid to like drop your opinion in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Tell us, you know, different things that you feel like you had to do to burn bridges and shut the door on things that don't serve you anymore. And we're gonna jump into the list. So the first thing on the list, Tamara, that I'm gonna ask you is put yourself first.
Oh, listen. So I know you can relate to what I'm about to say, but as a healer, as a life coach, as somebody who invests in other people and you want to see them, flourish and win, like putting yourself first can almost sometimes feel like a contradiction. Even like
Yeah.
people who do service, like I see Myasia, you're a teacher. I see
Mm-hmm.
you're a teacher and a baker. I'm sorry, a vegan baker. Then I see
Vegan.
Ebony on here from Serving Faces. So when you're always in a space of giving and you have those moments where it's like, I don't have anything to give, like I have to push me to the front of the line, I feel like the people around you, they kind of go into like a panic mode. Like, what is this? I'm used to this person naturally being a nurturer, being somebody who enhances my life. Now,
Mm-hmm.
with this door closing, with this person going through a rebirth, they're having to put themselves first, and it can be a lot. I feel like 2021 for me has been like that. Like I find myself, you know, being in the house, ignoring phone calls, my phone stay on do not disturb. But if you knew how much I had to give other people, not even I had to, that I was giving other people in the most imbalanced way, I'm having to now pour more into me so that I'm able to really be in this new chapter.
Right.
That was a
No,
lot.
yes. I no, that was good. That was a lot, but that was really good. We needed to hear those things. I feel like that's why it's number one on the list. Put yourself first, because in anything you always have to put yourself first. And I feel like if you're a giver, and I've probably said this a million times, if you're a giver, the takers are going to take.
They don't have no limits.
They don't have no limits to it. So they're just gonna be taking, and then you're left feeling depleted, and you're left not feeling poured into. And then now you're wondering why you have high anxiety, why you have depression, why you're overeating, why you can't lose weight, why your face breaking out.
Why you resentful, why you feel like you hate everybody, hate everything, your attitude nasty.
Yeah, why
so you looking bad and you feeling nasty.
And you looking bad and you feeling nasty. It's because you're pouring so much into everybody else that you're neglecting the one person that matters the most, which is you, you know? So that's the first one. Put yourself first. That's the first step, the first thing on the list when it comes to burning the bridges and shutting that door and moving forward. The second thing on the list, and y'all know how I feel about this, okay? Write down your feelings. Tamara.
You know, I keep a spiral notebook. If I don't have that with me, I am putting notes into the note section of my iPhone. Like I have to purge it and get it out.
Yeah.
And I really feel like that's important, because if you see what you're actually feeling on paper, that's when it gets real. I've written stuff out and I'm like, oh no, baby, this is trashy. I'm not supposed to feel like this. I'm not supposed to be depleted in this way. I'm not supposed to feel lonely, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
That's when I know, okay, this don't look right.
No, it don't. And obviously, y'all know I'm going to be writing everything down in my Adore Your Life journal. Links in my bio if you want to cop one. You know what I'm saying? So you can write it down. It has a little pencil holder and everything. But the writing stuff down, it's so important to me because it allows me to attract, like, to really literally like scale my goals. Like I go back and read stuff from like 2 weeks ago, a day ago, a month ago, and be like, girl, ain't God good?
Okay.
Because just last month you was like thinking that you wasn't gonna get through this. Just last month you was thinking that your life was over, or you was just venting. Like you was, sometimes I was like, girl, oh, you was real mad that day. You know, but then I just be like, I'm so blessed and so glad that I'm not in that same feelings. I don't have those same feelings anymore. Yeah. So it's super important to get those feelings down on paper. Write it down, you know what I'm saying? Because sometimes, like, you know, if you're not coming to your handy dandy intuitive talk to Tamara, or the or a life coach or a therapist, you know, you don't know if you can really trust your friends enough with some of those deep feelings. But who you're trying to build that trust back into is yourself. Yeah. So when you're writing that thing down on the paper, it's up, you know?
Yeah. Oh, I agree with that, because sometimes, and I wanted to address the last comment I saw. It was Ebony. She said, it's so hard, always looking for someone to pour into me. I feel like that's real, and I know you, and I know how much you about it. She a Leo.
Okay.
She gonna roar. She gonna do what she needs to do. But I feel like too, you know, with really writing out the desires of your heart, for me, writing is like prayer.
Yeah.
Writing is like prayer for me. And I have chills because when my grandma passed away, I found notebooks where she did the same thing, where she would write out like, oh, I'm having, you know, problems in my marriage and he is acting like this. And for me, it's like prayer. So I'll take things that I don't even feel comfortable saying out loud to my notepad. And
Yeah.
I'll just let it go. I'll take my desires to my notepad. So there was a time where I wanted a bigger tribe. Like, not a bigger tribe, but I wanted a more impactful tribe. I wanted to be around women who understood me, people who made me feel, that good, validated,
Right.
good, that type of thing.
Right.
And I put that down. Like, that was my prayer, and that was putting pen to paper so that it's really real. This is what I want. It's not something that's just stored in my mind or stored in my heart. This is real for me.
Yeah. Yeah, and I feel like that right there alone is just awesome, because that's really manifesting what you deserve. That's really all that is. And you're putting it down on the paper, you're making it real, and you're able to look over it, and you're able to track your goals, and you're able to see, okay, those bridges that I wrote down, they needed to stay burned.
Yeah.
I don't need to rebuild those up. I need to go ahead and keep that door closed, because I don't never want to feel like that again.
Listen, this is so random, but I want to bring this up as a reference point. Did you know Ty Dolla $ign was in Immature?
Had no clue.
Hey, Lacey. Okay. Ty Dolla $ign was in Immature back in the day, and he either had to leave the group or he got kicked out. And this is Playtime is over, like pinnacle.
Yes. I will never lie again.
I would never lie.
I would never lie.
No, like, for real. So he had to leave or whatever. And when you think about all the stuff that's associated with that camp, Chris Stokes, allegations, just all types of things. At that point in time, when Immature was so hot, the biggest boy band, I'm pretty sure that was devastating.
Yes.
And now you have been able to emerge like you a pop hits type person, like you're everywhere. But like, what if you let like that door that closed for him getting kicked out of Immature, like really dampen you and deter you or make you feel like your dream is over?
Yeah.
And there's a million stories like that, but that one was shocking to me because I was like, what? Yeah, they kicked him out, honey. What am I twisting that now?
Right. That was a good reference point, because some things, doors close so you can go into new doors, literally, and live in the opportunities that's for you. So don't be afraid of those closed doors and burning those bridges. Third thing on the list is talk it out with someone you trust.
Oh,
talk it out. The key word in the whole sentence is trust. Okay. Why do you feel like that's super important, Tamira? Why?
Trust. You need somebody who's a dreamer. You need somebody who has your best interest at heart. They're not just looking at circumstantial type stuff. They're not just looking at survival. They're looking at the bigger picture for you. And trust is so important, because sometimes like you can share stuff with people, you can mention different things, and their response can literally dampen your spirit.
Yeah.
I don't care how strong you are. Like me and Vanity, we are probably the most confident people that you'll ever meet. Like, we stand in our shit. And I can honestly say, I have had conversations with different people, and like they say one little thing, and I'm like, oh.
Right.
And you don't need that. So I would say, in addition to trust, like, you also want to vet this person. I might trust you, but you ain't gone nowhere. You haven't done anything. You haven't taken any risks. You don't have faith.
Right. Exactly. So when it's time to burn those bridges, for me, I like to be a realist. I want to talk to someone who's going to be real with me. You know what I'm saying? Who's going to be honest with me. And that's just who I am. Some people, and it really depends on the phase that you are when you're trying to burn those bridges or whatever. Because sometimes, you don't want to call your realest friend because you don't want to hear the truth at that moment. You just want to vent. You just want to vent. And you just want to vent. You don't want them to say nothing. You just want them to vent. So, but for me, I rather call my realest person because I need to hear the truth. See, when you're going through like a burning your bridge or closing the door situation, you are no longer deciding to live in fear.
Mm-mm.
So it's like it's kind of like you need to talk to someone that has that mirror to your face and they can tell you like if you're feeling that in your spirit where you're needing to close that chapter, whether it's a job, whether it's a friendship, whether it's platonic, whether it's a romantic, if you're feeling that in the feeling, you need to know the truth so you can focus on the facts again and get out of the emotions so you can make the best decision for you. So for me, like I am all about talking to someone that I can trust, like you said, someone that I vetted, someone that's going to give me like understand me so they can see my point of view, but also be able to point me out on my shit so they
Yes.
could be like, well, you know, because like I don't want to always talk to someone that's gonna be like, yeah, you're right, you're right, you're right, you're right. Like,
And so many, I feel like a lot of people, want that, whether they admit it or not. Because I
say
can
it
honestly
right.
say, you've had conversations with people, and let me know if this has happened to you in the chat. Like,
Yeah.
you've had conversations with a friend, and then you get too honest, and you can literally feel like their energy retracts, or, they kind of handling you a little bit differently. But
Differently.
the whole time, you were really coming from a place of love, or you've been that friend where it's like, this a little bit too real for
Yeah.
me.
Yeah.
Yeah, Lacey, the people who have your best interest at heart, they're not gonna BS
Bullshit
you.
you. They're not gonna let
They
you do.
not.
They're not gonna let you do things that are trashy, that are just beneath who you are trying to be, especially if they know where you're trying to
Mm-hmm.
go. They're just not gonna let you do that. And I can say I'm that type of friend. So
Yeah.
my friends be like, I ain't gonna go to Bandit unless she gonna be real. And cause I can't. I know, like, if you're my friend, you're in my tribe. I know how good you
Yeah.
are. I'm not gonna let you do
Be
trashy shit.
around no. I'm not around no sorry people. I'm not
Yeah.
around people who don't have good potential. So it's like,
It's
and I also want to say too, because I like how Lacey mentioned, people who love you, they won't BS you. What I
yeah.
will add to that too, because I know sometimes we have conversations with people from different generations,
Mm-hmm.
different walks of life. And I will say too that sometimes it's not so much that a person doesn't have your best interest. Sometimes they don't even understand their best interest. They
Exactly.
don't understand their potential.
That was
They don't
right
understand.
on board.
Yeah.
They don't get it. And a lot of times you don't have a problem with the message. You might just have a problem with the messenger,
Mm-hmm.
because you know that they don't get it. So it's like, how can you tell me and I'm looking at you? Like, you get what I'm saying? So that right
Mm-hmm.
there is definitely on point. Making sure that you're choosing the right people, that you vet the person, that you're ready to be honest, and
Yeah.
that you are, talking to someone you trust with your feelings that's not going to judge you or the other person or the situation that you got going on.
Oh, I'm big about that.
Oh, yes.
Especially for my people in relationships.
Yes.
Like, you really have to make sure that you're coming in front of somebody who is not biased. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I can honestly say I'm the type of friend where if your dude or somebody like do something, I don't necessarily immediately go on a smear campaign.
Yeah.
Now, after some time, I'm be
Time.
like, okay, friend.
Yeah. I'm the same way. I'm the same way. I
Mm-hmm.
don't necessarily go on the smear campaign. After some time, I'm gonna be like, friend, like you said, but I'm just gonna always remind you of who the fuck you are. Excuse my
Yeah.
language, but I'm just gonna always remind
Yeah.
you, you, you this. Like, don't forget that because sometimes you get in those relationships, love is blind, and you forget who you are. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I gotta remind you, but you was this person when they were here and when they wasn't here. You're gonna continue to be that person. So don't forget that. And that's
One
like
thing about me, and I'm married. One thing about me, and I have sworn by this since forever. You know how they say, oh, well, we're married, we go through stuff together. I don't believe in it. I believe that everybody has their own individual journey,
that's
and I
true.
feel like somebody has to be strong. at some
Yeah.
point.
Mm-hmm.
Like somebody has to. And I feel like a lot of times people feel like if I'm in a relationship or if this my best friend, this my family member, that I have to go through things with them. And it's like, no, somebody got to be strong. Somebody has to have a level head. Somebody has to bring something into the situation to switch the energy up.
Yes. I love how LR said communication isn't the issues, it's comprehension. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, because some people, they don't just be understanding what you're saying. They not picking up what you putting
Mm-mm.
down. And
And
so,
they just want to respond too. Some
yes.
people, they feel like, oh, I can communicate because I talk loud. Or, oh, I can communicate because I say a lot of words.
Right.
And it's like, no, can you listen?
Can you listen?
Do you comprehend?
Exactly.
That's the stuff that matters.
That's the stuff that matters. Can you take constructive criticism?
Oh, my goodness.
Can you take it? You can dish it, but can you take it, though? You know? So, girl, we on a tangent with that one. Let's keep going on the list. Let's keep going down the list.
Let's go.
Yes. I'm trying to think of a good emoji. Drop a crown drop a fire sign, the little fire sign
If you
in the
fire.
Comments if you understand, the importance, if you haven't, or if you are understanding the importance of burning down the bridges. We need to know. So on the list is embrace change and goodbyes.
Mm-hmm.
Embrace change and saying goodbye to people.
Yes.
That right there is definitely huge because a lot of people have a problem with change.
Yeah. Some people, like, if you mention change of a routine, like, they automatically, get really anxious, get defensive. I see those flames.
Flames. Okay.
Yeah, but like if you aren't changing, if things aren't evolving, if things aren't shifting, then you are not living. Like, you have to say goodbye.
You have to. You have to say goodbye. You have to walk away from things that don't serve you, even if it hurts. Mm-hmm. Even if you don't understand, if it don't make sense to you, you don't know who you are. That's the reason why you're going through the change, so you can get through your breakthrough. Yes. So it's super important to, definitely embrace the goodbyes. Like, for instance, me leaving a Fortune 500 company, you know what I'm saying? Leaving that, knowing the benefits that came with that, knowing how much time I had invested in the company, but knowing that I had invested enough and it was time for me to go on my next journey to learn new things. Like, even with that, leaving a job, like, sometimes it's okay to say goodbye. If you got to pray every 5 minutes before you go in that job, if you got to go to your car and hit a little smoke session in the car, you know what I'm saying? If you got to drink on your break, those are things like you got to start asking yourself, am I pouring into something? Am I just existing or am I living? Am I just existing at this job or am I living there? Yeah.
And a lot of people put a lot of their identity into the work that they do. Like, I know people who have really high stress jobs, whether it is things related to working with children, like in the foster care system, just different things that are really high stress. And I will literally watch people deteriorate because they feel like their purpose is aligned with this one thing. And it's like, no, maybe it was an experience. Maybe it was just something that you needed to contribute your brilliance, your empathy, your magic to. And at this point, it's taking over you. So now it's time to do something different. Yeah. And I think with the job situation, that's something that's real. We put so much of our identities into what we do. And that's something I'm getting away from. I'm going to be honest with y'all. Like, I love the fact that I have intuitive talks with Myra. I love the fact that I am a life coach, that I'm a healer. But at any point, as much as I love those things, if they no longer serve me, then what I'm going to do is go ahead and move on, because I know that there's something else on my journey. And I'm
Yeah.
not telling nobody to quit their job, but really, like, have you fused your identity with what you do? Because you're so much more than that.
So much more. My agent said, you give your gifts and learn, now it's time to let go. Yes.
Yeah.
And that's the thing. Like, honestly, y'all, when it comes to these jobs or whatever, I'm going to take what I can get. I'm going to take what I can get and go. I'm going to just be honest. Verizon got me these teeth, honey. They paid for these braces, okay? You know, like, the next job helped me get into life coaching. Like, you know, help me get settled. Like, take what you can and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Because you're building you, and you are your brand, period. So that's just how I feel about that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's on a nutshell. The fifth one on the list is reflect on the positive moments.
Yes. I think that's so important, because even though, you know, we move forward from different phases, like, sometimes we feel like it has to be all beef.
Right.
Like, some stuff
like, it's no beef, baby.
I was riding home yesterday and I looked at Jessica. I said, "Oh, child, when I was at Verizon, I made a lot of money." She was like, "Yeah, you did." She was like, "You definitely did." And it wasn't like I made a lot of money, so now I feel like I made a silly decision. It was really like, nah, that was good. Like, that was a great time. Yeah. It was a lot of stress and anxiety, but I met some great people. You know, the relationships that I had, I learned how to really compete at a highly competitive corporate level. You can put me anywhere now, and I'm gonna sell water to the well.
Like, you can put me anywhere. So I totally understand that, reflecting on the positive moments. And I feel the same way with jobs, with relationships, like, just realizing, you know, even in relationships, at that one moment, that person made me really happy. Or, you know, that was the time where I felt the deepest in love. Even if it didn't work, it might didn't work out, but I know at that moment I really loved that person, and I know I can love again.
I have really fond memories. Like, I'm thinking of one relationship in particular. Like, me and this person, we really didn't have, you know, that long lasting, evolving type love. But at that time, like, we used to have a lot of fun, and I have really fond memories. Yeah. And I hold on to that. Like, I would rather have those types of memories in opposed to everything just being so nasty.
Yeah, so nasty.
That's not fun.
Not at all. All right, we're gonna keep it moving. Okay, number 6. Recognize what you learned from this chapter.
And I think you touched on that.
Yeah.
Keith, life coach. What's the next jug?
What's the next
move?
What am I
What's up?
Yeah. What am I getting from it, baby? How can I invest in me? No, seriously. I just feel like, recognize what you learn. Like, everywhere you go, no matter who it is, any situationship, relationship, job, or whatever, you're going to learn something, either about yourself, the way you interact with other people, the way your love language is, what you like, what you don't like, what you could be better at, what you're not gonna take no more. So it's like, definitely reflect on what you have learned so you can grow. You know, a lot of people, I feel like, put like an ice box where their heart used to be, and they just shut down. So then when they get in the next relationship, they're making the same mistakes. And that's trashy.
You don't give people your power in that way. Because I guarantee you, that person, that job, that whatever, they will go on. And they're going to bring in different people, have new experiences, and you're basing everything off of that.
Yeah. So it's like, no, you got to keep it moving. Reflect on what you learn, what you're going to do better on in your next journey, and keep it moving, honey.
I had a situation like that recently. Like, I was working at this place part-time, and I was there for like 6 months, and I realized being there, I was like, nah. Yeah. And I realized how, like, for myself, I would sometimes, you know, be in this role of wanting to fix, wanting to inform, wanting
Yeah.
to teach people. And it's like, no, everything is not my assignment. Let me get in
And
get out and move
let me
on.
get what I need to go. I'm gonna let
Yeah.
y'all know the way Van think. My mentality is always walk in your trap and take over your trap. I don't know no other way. It could be the Leo in me. I don't know no other way, but that's just how it is. I'm gonna learn what I need to learn so I could grow and go to the next thing.
Yes.
So if you don't have that mentality, definitely work on that mindset. And if you need to play, who was that sung that? Rest in peace. What was his name? Hot Boy? No.
Bankroll Freddie.
Bankroll Fresh. Play that song so you can get hype about it and have that. I mean, and it could be literally, when I say walk in your trap and take over your trap, I'm not meaning like I'm walking in, and I'm meaning like energy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because everything is energy. So I'm meaning like energy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm meaning like skill set. You know what I'm saying? People. Because who you encounter, you might start your business and be like, dang, Tamira was good as heck at public speaking. Let me reach out to Tamira and see if she can give me some pointers, or even let me reach out to her and see if she can come talk at my event.
Yeah.
It's always something that you can take with you for whatever you may need them for. So
I agree.
Definitely. The next one I said, that was number 5. No, that was number 6. Okay, number 7. Take action instead of letting things happen to you.
Oh. I'm gonna let you take that one.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. A lot of times I feel like we get stagnant. You know what I'm saying? Especially when we've been hurt. We just don't know how to close the doors. We don't know how to burn the bridges because we don't know how to put ourselves first. So I feel like the only way that you can do that is by doing something different. Yeah. Taking action. You know what I'm saying? If you're depressed, get up out that bed. Open the lights. Open the blinds. Let some light in. Go outside. Do something different to change up your environment. It don't have to be where you're doing like spending a whole bunch of money and stuff like that. It can literally be, you know what? I noticed that I've been sleeping a lot. I feel myself getting into the same type of repetitive pattern where I'm feeling like I'm depressed. Let me take action now because I see myself doing that. Yes. Let me take action now by going to the park, by going to the lake, by going to work out, by drinking my water, taking my spiritual baths, putting my feet in the grass. Stuff that doesn't have to cost you any money to do. You can take action. Like, I hate when people use it as an excuse. Like, well, I feel like when people say action, they just looking at it like monetarily, if that makes sense. Yeah. Like, like, well, I don't have the money to pay for that, or I don't have the money to do this, so how can I possibly take actions? We just gave
your
y'all
energy.
Your energy.
Like, the money is the easy part. Like, when I say that, I mean that from the bottom of my heart. The money is the easy part. Right. What is going to bring the resources in is your attitude switch, your mindset switch. Yes. The way you start to perceive the situation and understand how powerful you are. I can't stand when people say I don't have no choice. Ever since I was a little girl, I wish my mama was out here. Yes. Ever since I was a little girl, I would always be like, what? How you don't have no choice?
Yeah. How you don't have no choice? Like, you do have a choice. You know what I'm saying? There's always, for every reaction, there's a thought, and for every thought, there's a reaction. Mm-hmm. So you have a choice to choose which way you want to go. Like, that's on you. So it's like, take action. Get up and get some, what she say, stand up.
Girl, you know that's my favorite. You weak at the knees. Stand up.
Weak at the knees.
For real.
Stand up.
Because it's in, oh my goodness, girl, don't get me started. Because
for real.
You know how I feel about Black women. Like, we birthed all of this. Like, exactly. Everything comes from us. So when we put ourselves in situations where we have truly allowed the devil, because I'm going to go, I know some of y'all, I'm going to go religious.
The devil.
You let the devil trick you into believing that you have no power and you have no choice. Like that's on some other stuff. Some of y'all have built people up. Y'all built up businesses that don't belong to you. You built up just your friends, people around you. So how are you really in a situation where you feel like you don't have no power? If it wasn't for you, the stuff that you done contributed to wouldn't even exist.
Exactly. So you always have
Stand
the
up.
power. You always have the power. Take your power back. Like literally, you have to sometimes look in the mirror and be like, I take my power back from people that's being manipulators or
Yes.
whatever. I take my power back from people who are gaslighting or narcissists. I take my power back from you because now I'm knowing, like, once you know better, you do better, right? So once you realize that's what's going on, you're like, oh no, let me grab that from you. Let me take my power back.
Thank you.
Put
Give
that
me my
right back
stuff
into
back.
me. Give it back, boo. So yes, that was number 7. Number 8, because y'all, we just gonna finish the list. We don't got any more. But number 8 is forgive yourself for past mistakes.
Oh yeah. That's a big one for me. Um, Sometimes I feel like in the past, because I've grown a lot, but in the past, I will get really down on myself when I allowed things to persist for too long, or if I allowed somebody to play in my face, or whatever. Like I would get so mad at myself. But the truth of the matter is, like, that forgiveness for me was acknowledging what kind of person I am. I
Right.
have a big heart.
Yes.
I love, helping people. And maybe that was a blind spot for me in whatever that situation is. But forgive myself for, not actually seeing it, but also nurture the fact that these great qualities about you may have landed you here, but it's not something that you need to completely be down on yourself about.
Yes, definitely that forgive. Like I agree with that. I feel like we've all let someone play on our top at one point or another. We've all let someone slide, gave someone way too many chances, didn't say what we needed to say, and we create patterns in people to allow them to do that to us. So when we are confronted with that and we have to really take a deep look in ourselves, it can definitely be hard for you to forgive yourself because you're beating yourself up, but that's growth. You know what I'm saying? That's growth. Like when you start to really realize, like I said before, like the things that you've let on, you have to forgive yourself so you can know, okay, I let that happen, but I'm not letting that happen no more.
No.
I'm not letting nobody play in my face no more.
Mm-mm.
And I'm the type of person, like, I'm so at it right now in my life, I cut you off dead right there at the very beginning. Soon as I see the fuckery and the trashy behavior, I just go ahead and cut it off right there because I don't have time for you to play in my face no more. Like I don't have time.
And I think it takes you going through a situation where you realize that the person who played in your face, like it has to be like that close bond. It has to be somebody who you never would have expected. Because once you experience that, your eyes are so open, all 3 of them. And you're like, never, like, we're not gonna do this. And it's not even, I don't even feel like what we're talking about is from a bitter place. It's more so like, I know what it's like to be happy. I know what it's like to be in my power, and anything that distracts me from that or takes me from that, I'm not interested. Hey, Brittany just had a baby, y'all.
Okay, congratulations, baby.
Let me see. I have been there, and burning that bridge was my only option. There was power there, so I don't always see no other options as losing power. That's true.
Yes.
Now that's true. Now that is, and I feel like sometimes you will literally get to a place if signs have been missed or if somebody exposes who they really are late in the game, where it's like, okay, it's me or you. It's life or death.
Literally, and I say this all the time to some of my clients, like you will get at that point where it's like, if I stay, I'm committing suicide.
Yeah.
Literally. Like, and I be like, it's like literally like, okay, are you going to choose to die or are you going to choose to live type of situation? And sometimes those bridges get like that, y'all. And you have to remember, If you're putting yourself first, the first thing on the list, you're going to always choose you, and you're going to forgive yourself for allowing someone to play on your top.
And if that's a lesson that it takes a little minute for you to learn, if the divine is really in a situation where it's like, okay, now Myra not getting it, it's going to get louder and louder and louder. And I feel like that's when you get to the point of no return, where you're really looking at your life or death, spiritual life or death, or physical life or death situation.
Either one. And then my thing is, like, sometimes if you don't listen to it, God, the universe, has a funny way of making that choice for you. Yeah. And when they make that choice for you, you really don't know how it's going to hit you. You really don't have no.
We done been there.
You feel me?
Oh, if we told y'all that's for not on Facebook.
I gotta add y'all in a group.
So yeah, that's in a group. Because me and Vanity have mirror situations about that.
Okay. All right, number 9. Stay open to other opportunities for happiness. Y'all. That right there is definitely hitting homes. Like I said before in many of Wind Down Wednesdays, my word for the year was to be open. To be open to new opportunities, to new things that come my way. So if you are burning those bridges and you're not forgiving yourself, you're not putting yourself first, you are not being open for God to put the right people, the right opportunities in your face so you will know to take them. Or if you are open, like if God is sending them, you're not open them to even realize that that's your blessing.
You so shut off.
Yeah, you so shut off, you don't even realize it's your blessing, and so you're missing out. Okay, Tamara, I know you can identify with this, and I know a lot of people can. You know how people be like, I just feel like I keep doing the same thing over and over. Like it's the same, I'm living the same thing over and over.
You're on autopilot. Like that's being an autopilot. Like if you get up and you don't even realize that your body driving. You don't even realize that your body's sitting at a desk or in a meeting. Like that is a really uncomfortable place to be. Like, and this isn't like a preaching moment or us trying to tell you, like, we live this.
Right.
That's a really uncomfortable place to be in. And it's like in them moments.
Yeah. In those moments, that's not going to work out. So you want to just make sure that you're being open to new things, no matter what it is, because you don't know what, like, I'll be like, here's my thing. I'll be trying to be like stuck on my plan, and then I'll be like, girl, it's God's plan, and his plan is so much bigger than your plan.
Yeah.
So God, like, be all the way open.
God saw stuff, heard stuff,
put people in your life, out, position stuff around, so you can live in your purpose and fulfill your life's journey and your duty. But if you're not open to them, you're going to stop your blessings. So definitely be praying for openness, practice that, be aware when you're not being open, and, you know, realize, okay, I need to start being open.
My thing right now is I am not surprised by anything. And it's even like heavy emphasis on I'm not surprised by blessings. I'm not surprised by redirection. I'm not surprised by alignment. Because I feel like sometimes we can expect the bad shit. We can expect the struggle. But if you really open yourself up to the fact that, no, this really may be a good situation for me. This really may be what I prayed for. That's a whole nother cheat code that you're tapping into. Hey, Libra friend,
Q, what Q say? Doing the same things repeatedly and expecting different outcome is insanity. I know that's right. Look, definitely have to open to those things because some of them may be necessary for your healing and growth. Yes.
Even the uncomfortable stuff, y'all. Yes. I tell you, this has been the best year of my life. But the most uncomfortable year of my life as well. Like you can't, and that's one thing, like when I'm going through challenges, that's what I tell myself. I'm like, baby, with these blessings are going to come new opportunities for you to learn. And those opportunities to learn are often dressed up in challenges or in hard situations. I swear by that. Like, I
Yeah, they
need the
are.
challenges. I need to be in a space where I'm being stretched to grow.
Exactly, to grow. And it's not gonna feel good, but y'all, that is real work. When you hear me
Mhm.
and Tamara saying do the work, that's what we mean. Like that's what doing the work, that's what that means. Not just sitting there feeling sorry for yourself.
Mm-mm.
Literally doing the work and being open to the new opportunities that the Most High is gonna send your way. All
Yeah.
right. And last but not least, number 10 is break down if you need to, but
Honey.
always keep moving forward.
Mm.
Girl, it's the breakdown for me. Alexa, play Mariah Carey breakdown.
Break down.
What?
Hey, instead of making me out
She
there,
goes down.
baby. And
You
you know that's
feel
one of
me?
my favorites,
That's
honey.
one of my
Ball thugs come
favorites.
through, they speaking in tongues. They
That's one of
speaking
my
in
favorites.
tongues, doing what they
Oh.
do.
You feel me? So, no, seriously, it is okay to break down, y'all. Like, it is okay to have a breakdown, to cry. Even for men, it's okay to break down, to cry, to be angry, to vent. You know what I'm saying? But just don't get stuck in the breakdown. You know what I'm saying? Definitely don't get stuck there. So, that's one of my favorite ones on the list. Break down if you need to, but always keep moving forward.
You better break down. When I tell you again, most rewarding year, most challenging year, and the most I have cried ever
You
in
feel
my
me?
adult life.
I am such a
Child.
You know that I say I'm a thug, but I have been the biggest
Yeah.
crybaby this year. Like, I'm not going to even lie, like, just crying. But I love that because when me being my Leo, I don't be in touch with my emotions as
Yeah.
much. So it just brings me down to, like, girl, you are a human. You are not a robot. You are supposed to feel. You are supposed to have feelings. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is natural. Break down, but don't you dare quit.
No.
Don't you dare quit.
And I think for me, like, I probably won't like prop my camera up and cry on the
No,
internet. I probably won't, share with everybody.
but
No, I'm being
yes,
serious. I probably won't
yes.
share with everybody that I'm going through. And
Mm-hmm.
people just like assume sometimes, like, oh, she good. But no, like, I be in here crying.
Yeah, I
Be in
be
here wrapped up in blankets,
I'm not the
doing what I need to do
I'm not that
because,
type of person either. You know, the social media crier, do what's best for you. But
yeah.
I can say I do have my moments like, you know, where I'm upset, I'm crying, I'm just a ball mess. I had you know what I'm saying? I did that this morning. My baby went to kindergarten, and honey, I'm crying.
I'm like,
Upset.
Vanity, did you cry?
I'm like, girl, you know I cried. And I was a thug. I dropped her out and I was a thug. Like, Phoenix, have a good day. Don't you cry. We gonna do good. Got in the car and was break down.
Listen,
Right
and
there.
Q aggravating. Q said, right, we Libras hide and cry. Yeah,
Yes.
it's no shade to
No.
nobody. Like my post the other day, I said, when I'm going through, I kind of got to isolate because my misery really don't like company. I don't want to hear
Yeah.
you. I know it's sad. I
Yeah.
know it's sad, honey.
It's sad.
Like,
Yeah.
I get it. So, like, do it your way for real. Like, sometimes, it's not appropriate to, let people in on those sessions because for real, like, that's between you and God sometimes.
And I know, like, a lot of the times when I'm like going through my breakdown and I'm crying, I don't like to put like you said, put my feelings on someone else or whatever, because I could be an asshole. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
I could be moody. I could be an asshole. I could just be a shitty. And I'd be like, oh, today I'm shitty. So I just won't answer the phone because I
Yeah.
don't want to give you my shitty energy. That's trashy. When you know better, you do better. You know what I'm saying?
And I
know
feel like people should respect that because I think sometimes people feel some type of way.
Yeah, they do.
Like if you not trying to bring them into what you're going through, but it's like, what if this is really between me and God? What if this is really
Yeah.
something that is that heavy that I don't even want to bring you in on that?
You should be okay with that. And
Yeah,
again, like we said earlier on the list, you know, you have your tribes. You have
yeah,
your people that you trust, that you vetted, that you know that you can talk to. And then you have your days where you just want to break down by yourself. But
yeah,
just know you're not alone in anything. You can
no.
always reach out. And it's okay to break down. But like I said, don't you dare quit. Keep going.
Don't quit. Do y'all? It's been so many times, like right before Vanity and I would do something business wise. Y'all have no idea. Like we on the phone, balling. I'm balling, or we having a really hard time, and it's like, all right, Tamara or Vanity, for this next hour, for this event time, like let's just go ahead and do what we have to
Yeah.
do. And I feel like that's girl, you already
It's
know
been
how I
some
feel about
it's been
you.
some times even before we done these wind down Wednesdays where we ready to cancel it for the week. Like we just like,
Yeah.
girl, it's hard. I'm having a meltdown. But it's the whole where you're keeping and you're going because you've held yourself accountable to being showing up for your business, showing
Yeah.
up for your partner, your co-partner, just showing up. So
Yeah.
it's like you gotta keep going, and then afterwards you just feel so rewarded because you're
Yeah.
like, today I didn't have it in me, but I still did what I needed to do, and I feel so much better because I poured into myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
So I think that's super important.
yes.
But that is the list, y'all. This list right here that we went through is basically just helping you, walk away from things that don't serve you anymore. Burn those bridges, keep the door shut, and keep moving so you can get to your breakthrough. We keeping this one right on time. This
Yeah.
time, y'all. We ain't going over or whatever, but we really appreciate y'all
Yeah.
coming back through. Like we take a break, but y'all still show up. Like
Every
we
time.
every time we take a break, but y'all still show up. So we really appreciate y'all showing up. Continue to do so. And we're gonna try to make sure we continue to show up for y'all.
Yeah.
Um, Follow me on social media, adore_Coach Vanity. That's on all platforms, even Twitter. And definitely tap in. Click the link in the bio. Book a session on mindset. Buy journal. I'm gonna have some more t-shirts probably towards the fall, so that you can shop with. So yeah, handing it
Yeah.
off to you, Samara.
Follow me, Intuitive Talks with Myra, all platforms. I listen. The biggest thing for me is giving people the space and opportunity to explore their spirituality. So if you're curious, if you haven't felt like you connect with what you were brought up, believing in, or whatever it is, like I am big on giving you the resources and supporting you through that journey. So book a consultation, book a reading. If you with the shits, book a class so you can learn how to work your magic. But
Okay.
seriously, I have a very progressive, open spiritual platform where I really enjoy watching people learn about their spiritual power and how to really walk in it. So
Yeah.
tap in.
Tap in. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all coming in. Thank y'all for sipping y'all lovely wine. And until
Yes.
next time, have a good one. Peace.
Have a good
Adore
one.
your life.
Unapologetically thrive.
Bye.